Hey peeps, it's Grace. It's time for our new consultant training for the week. I'm actually on my phone on the headset for anybody who joins on the phone. I'm going to do it on live here, so it's recorded as well. So give me a second because I actually want to start recording on here. So give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're recording on the phone, the free conference call, and on here, yay! So we've got two different recordings going on. So our focus this week for our new consultant training is filling your calendars. So we're only going to take about 15-20 minutes. These trainings are going to be very short every week, and for those who might be listening to this recording, I'm also on Facebook Live. So just know that you can either watch this training or you can listen to it. It's really up to you, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to cover the different types of shows that you can base your business off of. We're going to talk about setting up your calendar. We're going to talk about how to effectively ask people to hold shows for you. And then we're also going to talk about what really looks like, what a strong start really looks like, and perks that you're not going to want to miss out on, okay? So let's plunge right in and talk about the different types of shows. And the shows that you choose to do, hey, I see some people joined on live, hi. The types of shows that you choose to do are going to be totally up to you and your life and kind of how things look for you for the month and your personality, okay? So as we all know, we can go out and do cooking shows, go out and have fun with people in their homes. You can have cooking shows at your home, other people's homes, wherever you want. And how you do your cooking shows is really up to you. I mean, you can do it where you do the full demo in front of them. You can do it where people are getting engaged with you, you know, more like that station style. And to really learn about how to do your shows, if you want to get a jump on it, you're going to want to hop on Consultants Corner on Pampered Chef University. You can also look under the tab under Cooking Show Training. We will have a call on this, a training, but just know if you want to kind of jump the gun, go for it. So we've got cooking shows. We've also had catalog shows, and that's where you hand a host a bunch of catalogs and order forms. They flit around the world for a designated period of time, collect up those orders, boom, done. We also have fundraiser parties. Fundraisers, the only difference between a fundraiser and either a catalog or a cooking show is instead of a host getting products, they're going to get a check, and these would be for a nonprofit. So maybe like a PTA, a church, nonprofit fire hall, things like that, okay? And again, there's no difference. I mean, you choose, do you want to do it more like a cooking show style? Do you want to do it more catalog or virtual? It's really up to you. And then last but not least, the kind of shows that we can do are the virtual. And they're nice because you literally do everything through social media. You don't have to leave your home. You can go live if you want, and do it that way, okay? So you might find that maybe you're coming into the organization and you want to do nothing but virtual. You have a really busy schedule, so the thought of just being able to do everything online, you can set up your parties and do all that while you're watching Netflix at night, or, you have little tidbits during the day, works for you, go for it. I know many people on the team, they're kind of doing a mix. They're doing some virtual and some cooking, and then there's others on the team that do all cooking and really not so much on the virtual end. I would recommend, with how the world is going, to really be open for that healthy mix. You may swerve on one way or another, more virtual or more cooking, but have a little mix. Be open that if you really want all virtual, that if someone were to say, hey, really, really, really would like a cooking show, be willing maybe to try it. But on the flip side, if you're really cooking show heavy and you really haven't offered the virtual, study it, learn about it, so that way you can offer it, because you'll find that your business will grow that much quicker. So those are the different kinds of shows that we can do, okay? So let's talk about your calendar. Whether you're going to do virtual or cooking shows, fundraisers and all this, you kind of need to know when you can work, okay? So for cooking shows, to know what days you can have your cooking shows, I recommend go down through your calendar, cross off any and all dates that either you cannot have parties or you don't want to have parties, okay? So maybe you know that you worked late every Monday, so having a party that night, just It's not going to work. Or if you're like me, you've got a lot of church activities on Sundays, so Sundays really, it's just not going to happen, you know, between Sunday morning and then church activities at night, it's just not going to happen. Cross those days off. If you have family days, cross them off. You know, your family should come first. What is left, you're going to highlight. A lot of people on the team like to use a green highlighter because green means money. Or if you're like me, I like to use sticky notes to designate the days that I'm open for business. Okay. Virtual parties. Virtual parties, you basically just want to know what day you want to start them and what day you want to end them. Okay. And some people will run them for 5 days, some for 7, 10. Okay, you can say hi. Sorry, my son just walked in. Okay, Adley, you need to go play. Mommy's doing a training. Thank you. But you do want to have it marked off when you would like to start and end those. Okay, and it's a good idea also for fundraisers to know those as well, and for catalog shows to know when they're going to start and end. Okay, the brilliant thing with cooking shows, when you have your calendar highlighted with the dates that you can work, okay? Say your friend Carrie agrees to having a party, when you have your dates clearly marked, then you can say, okay, Carrie, let's go ahead and get this set up. I've got January 24th to the 26th open, okay? By having your calendar highlighted and knowing exactly when you can work, you come across as more professional and you're ready to do business. Did you also notice that I only gave Carrie a choice of 2 dates? Now, why is that? Some of you are shouting out the answers already in your head. It's kind of obvious because it makes it really simple for her to pick a date, right, and get that party booked. When you give 3, 4, 5, or dates, or you just say, "Hey, when would you like to?" It's way overwhelming for them. Okay, but when you give just a choice of 2 dates, they will pick one, and boom, you just got a party booked. Okay. The other thing that happens is when you only give a choice of 2 dates, the subliminal message that you're sending to them is, holy smokes, you're already that good, that your calendar's filling up that fast that you could only offer 2 dates, okay? And once you agree, we all want to do busy with, the busy people, because we just assume they're good at what they do, okay? So just a little tidbit there. That was something that I learned about a year into the business, and man, oh man, was it really a lifesaver, okay? So give a choice of 2 dates, know in your calendar, when you can have those parties. So let's talk about how to ask, okay? There's no right or wrong way to connect with people to ask for a party. You can call them, you can text them, you can private message them, face-to-face, whatever works well for you, okay? Just communicate with them how you would normally communicate them. If you see that friend at the bus stop, ask her there, you normally text with so-and-so, send them a text message. The biggest thing that I can really get across to you is if you have any preconceived ideas that people are doing you a favor by holding a party for you, I just want you to just kick those right out of your head. Because you want to know what? If Sam's Club called me today and said, hey, if you get 12 of your friends together and bring them over here, not only are we going to have food for you to eat, but based off what your friends purchase in our store, we're going to give you a rockin' good shopping spree with freebies and half price and all this. I'd be like, holy smokes, I'd be so excited. Now, I'm not doing Sam's Club the favor by bringing my friends over. Sam's Club is actually doing me the favor by offering me all these goodies. Correct? Yeah. So if you have that in your brain, it's like asking them for a favor, just kick that out of your noggin. You are the one doing them the favor because you are offering them the opportunity to get their friends together for a fun night, enjoy some good food, have a blast, and get all those freebies and discounts. Oh my goodness, okay? So when we ask for a booking, okay, when we ask them to hop in our calendar or to get that virtual party going, I want you to think about the law of reciprocity. Now you're thinking, what's this about? Well, here's how this works. In the law of reciprocity, when somebody asks you to do something, it could be to purchase something, it could be to help out with something, it could be partnered with them on something. If it's a little too big or uncomfortable, or we aren't able to join them in it, and we have to say no, we feel a little guilty, we feel a little bad, okay? But then if that same person comes in and asks us to help them with something smaller, or to purchase something smaller or something much more doable, we say yes, and we feel good because it doesn't seem like a big deal, because the first thing they asked, that was kind of like, oh, so we had to say no, and we didn't feel good about that. But now we were asked to do something simple, easy, it even seems, because it was quote unquote smaller, and now we say yes. So you will do yourself a favor if this is how you ask for your bookings. It would sound like this. I see Heather just joined us. Hey Heather, it's Grace. I just wanted to let you know I decided to give Pampered Chef a try. I've opened up my own Pampered Chef business. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous. And Heather, I was curious if you might want to hear more about joining me in this business and you yourself giving it a try. Now you're all thinking, wait a minute, Grace, I thought we were asking for bookings. Why did you just ask her to join the business? Because that's the big thing. Now, if Heather says yes, hot dog, because we're going to talk about that next week, about how a promotion and pay raise can be yours before you know it. But chances are Heather will probably say no. She's going to feel a little bad that she just had to tell you no, because you're getting your new business off to a start. So that, when she says, well, no, Grace, it's not for me, or I'm not really interested, then I'll say, okay, well, you know what, Heather, why don't we just go ahead and get a party set up then? Oh, do you see? I asked her for something big. She declined. And now saying, well, why don't we just get a party going? That now seems totally doable for Heather, because it's not as big as, say, starting her own business, okay? And she feels good because she can say yes to me. But if we start with the booking, where do we go down from there? So look at it like a mountain. Start off at the peak and work your way down, okay? And at the very least, okay, now of course if she says yes, you're going to give her the 2 dates, or you're going to get her going for her virtual party. You're going to pick when to start that. If for some reason Heather is hesitant, or she's not willing to do a party right now, then you want to know what? You're just going to make sure to have her come attend your grand opening party, okay? Make sure she gets that kind of invitation, okay? But start off with asking if they would like to join you in the business or hear more about joining you. And then if they say yes, hot dog. But if they say no, then you just, okay, well, let's go ahead and get a party set up. How does that sound? Great, okay? It's so interesting how it's going to affect you and get you so many more bookings than the average consultant, okay? So let's talk about very quickly what it looks like for a strong start, okay? Because, man, I'll tell you, I've had consultants join my team and they'll say, oh, I'm going to wait a month, or I'm going to wait 3 weeks to really focus on my bookings, or a couple of months. And I'm like, oh my word, you're totally missing the boat. Because what you want to understand, my friends, if you're a smart cookie, you are a smart cookie. You will have your first party, whether it's a virtual online grand opening for yourself or an in-person grand opening. I actually recommend do 2, because that's a lot of good learning right there, and you're going to hit every single person you know, okay? You will do those within 5 to 7 days of ordering your kit. It really makes sense, okay? Because you can implement things that you're learning right away, and you're really not giving yourself enough time to fart around and procrastinate on anything, right? So really get going quickly. The other reason why you want to get going quickly is not only will you get paid sooner, yay, but Pampered Chef has what's called the New Consultant Rewards Program, okay? The New Consultant Rewards Program is when you sell $1,250, every time you do that during your first 90 days, they are going to give you 100 Pampered Chef dollars. You can use those. Yes, 100 Pampered Chef dollars. My son just repeated me. And you can use that for more products, business supplies, or to attend any company-sponsored training events. Okay? And that is some mad cash to have coming your way. And they don't put a cap on it. I think Trisha on the team sharing something like 2,000, I believe it was. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. Please do, Trisha, if it was more than that. It was like crazy. Okay? So they don't put a cap, so just earn, okay? You will also get 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every person who joins your team during your first 90 days when they hit their $1,250, okay? So you really don't want to procrastinate getting out there and getting parties booked. Oh, Trisha corrected me, it was 1,000. Well, Trisha, would have been nice to be 2,000, right? 1,000, it's still nothing to dismiss, because that's amazing. Woohoo! So, and again, if you just came in on the phone call that you're on, you're like, where's she seeing this? I'm also doing this on Facebook Live. But don't delay, okay? Don't allow yourself like any procrastination, especially since you can throw something, get that virtual party. Oh, Trisha just said, sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, such a disappointment. But get rocking and rolling. Start contacting people. We all live busy lives. And what I'm going to tell you, especially for those coming in who work full-time jobs, my husband and I were starting a full-time cleaning business when I came into Pampered Chef all those years ago. So what I had to do was be creative. I didn't have a cell phone back then. So what I did is I worked an English muffin business, meaning English muffins have all those little nooks and crannies in them. I found little nooks and crannies of time. So when I had 15 minutes here, I would quick pick up the phone and I would call a few people over there. I would find 10 minutes over here, I'd quick make a few contacts. And now we have social media. You can pop out Facebook private messages. You can send out quick texts to people. You can really have a banging business in no time. Like seriously. So here's a little ratio that I'm going to leave you with today that will really help you get started. If you kind of are like me, and I'm always like, well, if I do this, I can kind of expect, to get off to a strong start. I want you to think of 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, you ready for this? Set up 2 grand opening shows for yourself. You can have 1 be virtual, 1 be at your home, okay? Or 2 in home, or 2 virtual, but have 2 grand openings. So again, you're hitting everyone you know who eats, okay, to make them aware that your business is open. You can invite people from, that are too far away to come because they can order online and you're going to be virtual. Have all those neighbors, even the ones you don't know, so you can build friendships. But basically 2 grand openings, okay? I would encourage you to set up 2 more home parties, okay? And they could be regular cooking shows, or they could be 2 fundraisers. But 2 in person, just so you get a feel of what a cooking show is like, okay? Even if you're not really seeing cooking shows as going to be the main way to do your business, be willing to do a couple of them just to put a feeler out there, just to see if they might be up your alley. You don't know if something's going to work for you unless you give it a try, right? And then 2 virtual or catalog shows, okay? This way, you're going to hit on those folks who maybe don't like to have people in their home, but they like the idea of getting freebies and all that, okay? And also, by doing virtual or catalog, you're going to be able to offer to do a party for, say, that aunt that lives in Michigan, or that cousin that's out in California, or your college, roommate that you haven't seen because she moved to Texas, okay? So 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 grand opening shows, 2 cooking parties, and 2 catalog or virtual parties. When you strive to do that in your first 30 days of business, you will soar. You won't give yourself any room to fart around, procrastinate. You will end your 30 days with Pampered Chef dollars flowing in. You will make, if you do the 2 plus 2 plus 2, you're going to make most likely as little as $400 in commission, upwards of $800 to $1,000. Okay? That's some serious coinage coming in your first 30 days. But I'm just going to warn you, if you sit back and you don't do anything, you say, I'll just wait, I'll wait a few weeks to really get going, or I'm going to wait until my kid arrives to actually start asking people, you're just wasting precious time. And the choice is always up to you. But to me, if they're going to be offering bonus perks and all kinds of other fun things out there, why wait? And we spoke of Trisha and her success. Trisha got on the stick right away. And Trisha's a very busy girl, for those of us who know her. But she really takes advantage of those nooks and crannies of her time, and wisely utilizing texting and Facebook private messaging and all those means, okay? So this has been your training on quick start or newbie bookings. It really comes down to getting out there and just making people aware that you're open for business, asking for the bookings, okay? Because people generally don't just offer up, they like to be asked. And one last little tip, set a goal. Set a goal for the number of people you would like to ask each day. How many people would you like to ask? Like, would you like to text 3 friends each day, or private message 3 people, or would you like to try to, hit 1 person live and 2 other people via social media, or maybe you want to try to chat with 5 people a day? It's really your choice. But when you have a goal of how many people you want to ask per day, instead of just saying, oh, I want to get X amount of bookings per se, what will happen is over time, you're not only developing a really good discipline, but the bookings will come, okay? And let's face it, to reach out to, say, just 3 people per day, anyone can do that. I mean, my goodness, right? Especially since we've got all these different means of communication at our fingertips. So I know I don't have anybody live on the phone call here with me, but I do know I have some people here who are on Facebook Live. So does anybody who's on Facebook Live, if you ask a question, I'll repeat it into the phone recording, so anybody who'd be listening to this could hear the question, but does anybody have any questions regarding bookings or even any tips that you felt helpful? Because I know I've got some seasoned consultants who are on the Facebook Live. So either any tips that you would give to new consultants or any questions that any of you might have regarding bookings before I end for the day. Anything? I'm just seeing if anybody pops up. Okay, I guess not. Well, and if you think of anything, any tips or questions, you can always go under this video on our team Facebook page, post below there, and we can always, it's not like you have to ask it right now, because this is going to stay up as it's been recorded on the team page as well. So thank you for those who were able to join us live. Yay! And thank you for those of you who will be either watching the recording on our team Facebook page, or we'll be listening to this via free conference call. Join us next week, 2 o'clock. And the focus for next week is how to work your business smarter rather than harder by basically promoting up in the company. You don't want to miss out on this. You can get cash bonuses that are crazy in your first 90 days of business. So you definitely don't want to miss on that. And Trisha, I see you did post, a good tip, advertise you are a consultant. Yes, Trisha, get out there and make sure people are aware. There's nothing worse than getting a postcard in the mail inviting you to another Pampered Chef party because your friend didn't know you were a consultant. I had that happen to me twice in my first 60 days of business because I did not advertise very well. So learn from my mistake. Listen to Trisha's really good tip about advertising you are a consultant. That was spot on, Trisha. Okay, everyone. Well, hey, have a great day. Go out there, get those bookings. Remember to start off with asking if they would like to look into starting their own business first. And then if they say no, then you're just going to follow up with, okay, well then why don't we just go ahead and get that party going? Okay? Go make it a great day, and thank you for joining. Bye-bye.